So nonetheless, uh, without further ado, Ian is going to show us, as I mentioned, things that we have not seen before at the Carousel Museum. Please hold your questions until after the presentation. Of course, we will have a Q&A after he finishes. So, Ian, you're on.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to thank Bob, the COAA, and all of you for joining me this evening. And I'd like to apologize for some light crunching you might hear in the background. That is not the Cheetos that everyone is enjoying, but it is my dog enjoying his snack this evening. So if you hear a little crunching, that's who's with us this evening. So I'm going to talk about the Herschell Carousel Factory Museum. I'm going to focus mostly on our institution's collection, which features over 10 different musical instruments. But I'd like to give you guys a little background first if you haven't been able to come to the museum before. All right, so in the last photo that we saw here, this is a collection photograph of our big carousel. It is an Alan Herschell Special Number 1 1916 carousel. It is one of the first carousels that was built by the Alan Herschell Company, who was incorporated in 1915. And it's actually in the original roundhouse area in which it was tested. So we are the only carousel museum in the entire world that's built in the original factory building. And we can see Marie has a wonderful background of our actual building that is open to the public, and we're going to be opening pretty soon here, April 1st. So this photograph here, I was jumping the gun earlier, is our little beauty carousel. So this is from the 1950s, also made in the same facility. Those are all cast aluminum horses, and it is for little friends only. So I think most of the people I'm seeing that are joining us today are a little too tall for this one, but we fully operate this carousel at the museum as well. All right, now the room that little carousel is in was our former machine shop. So we have a wonderful archive of all kinds of historic photographs of the factory and how it was putting together. So the same room that this is in, as I go back, this room 100 years ago looked like this. So we have these photographs blown up in large sizes all throughout the museum. And when you tour, you can see exactly what the space you were standing in looked like 100 years ago. And then you're able to learn some more information about that. So these gentlemen are even a little better dressed than I am today. So it's really fascinating to be able to see these photographs. And our most recent addition has been Kittyland. Our Kittyland testing exhibit actually has 4 children's rides that our younger friends can enjoy during the summer times. We open it Memorial Day weekend. All of the rides were built on campus as well. The latest one was built in 1960. And the 3 that you see here are going to be the cars, the pony carts, and the boats, which are floating in water. Additionally, we have helicopters. I have some really nice photographs of that on our website if you'd like to go and see that at the end. I will showcase what our website is. We additionally have all kinds of educational programming. I originally was the education director, so I'm not going to talk too much about that now. I actually brought some pieces today to show you guys what we do with our organ collection and how we add that into our educational programming. Okay. We've got all kinds of events that happen throughout the year. This year, we're hosting 14 separate ticketed events and then all kinds of other things as well. We are hosting a big event on National Band Organ Day, which is June 20th, which the museum is the sponsor of, and we just got approved into the national calendar. So that's really exciting. So we have all kinds of events. It's all available on our website as well. I know that it's really small and it's hard to see here, but I've got a big blown up version on there and you can download it and everything for your needs. And this is one of our members and her grandmother actually painting a pumpkin in our Halloween Spectacular event last year. One of my favorite photographs. All right. And as we're starting here to get into our band organ collection, the first thing I want to do is thank all of my staff and volunteers. I have a staff of 4 or 6, depending on the part of the season, but I have a volunteer group well over 60. And I could not do everything that we do at the museum with all of the restoration and with all of the in-person conversations and all of the playing of these wonderful instruments without all of my volunteers. So I'm going to be talking about a few of them. You may know some of them. A few of you might even be watching me this evening. But I just wanted to thank them at the beginning for all the hard work they do in allowing these things to have a second life, if you will, at the museum. So I'm going to start with kind of our earliest pieces. We have a DeKleist barrel organ at the museum. It is circa 1895. So the organ this organ is actually a North Tonawanda barrel organ factory organ, which was one of the names of Eugene DeKleist's company. We actually have 7 of the barrels for this, and the organ does function on a regular basis. So because of our factory museum being a historic building, some of the parts are more insulated and have better humidity than others. So we can only play certain things during certain times of the year. That's one of the reasons why we don't open until April, typically. But we're very excited to be able to play these when they can actually work. So I'm going to keep going here. We have another DeKleist barrel organ. This is from circa 1893. And this organ is currently being restored. As you can see, this is actually the bottom of the organ. It's flipped upside down, so you can see all of the pipes there. And we are currently restoring it. So I really like this photograph to show you everything that's there. I apologize for the messy workspace. We're working really hard, so you don't have too much time to clean. But we actually have given this 2 coats of its original black matte paint, just like the original finish would be. And we're working forward to getting everything in it and getting this ready to operate again. Doug Hirschberger and a bunch of our other museum maintenance team are installing and taking care of the organ restorations of this one. So we're really proud to have it. The public hasn't seen this one since we started working on it. So I wanted to show this one off today. All right. So in the North Tonawanda division here, I have 2 different pianos. So the plant produced all kinds of different ones here in North Tonawanda. They were barrel organs, coin-operated pianos, pipe organs, phonographs, electric keyboards, jukeboxes, and everything else. In 1946, the Allen Herschell Company actually purchased the perforating equipment from Wurlitzer, and then they sold all of that to Ralph Tussing, or Tusing, depending on your pronunciation, who created the TRT company. So here we can see our 2 different player pianos. So we've got the home player piano that is going to be on the side next to my very patriotic horse. And then the one with the sliding glass doors is a automatic player piano. So some people would also nickname this a Nickelodeon. Our home player piano is fully operational, while as you can see from this photograph, our automatic player piano is missing a very important component, which would be the motor underneath. We do believe we have been able to track one down and are trying to acquire it so we can get this operational as well. All right, I'm going to play a video now of our home player piano operating.
To this week's episode of Carousel Curiosities here at the Herschell Carousel Factory Museum. This week I wanted to share more about the home player pianos made by the Wurlitzer company. So this player piano was built in 1922 and is a Farney player piano. And my friend Brant here is going to explain to everyone how it works. So Brant, how does this piano work?
So on top, this piano runs on walls, and then these keys will start to play. It's obviously a magic piano, which that's a joke.
It's a magic piano, you said. That's funny.
Yeah. So, and then right here on this, you can see that's the tempo. It goes, and you can see it's up here too. It goes faster. If you want to go to faster, it goes up, all the way up here to like 120th. But obviously we go to here where it says like 50 or 60 or a little bit up
Yeah,
to
so you
70.
can control the tempo of the song that you're playing on there. That's pretty cool.
And then this here is the play and rewind, which this machine will automatically do that. So you see that it goes rewind.
Yeah, so Brent, do you play it with your hands?
No,
How do you play it?
you play with pedals. You push these pedals, and then it'll start to play.
Yeah, so how do the pedals work? What do they do?
It plays on the wall, and,
Yeah.
and then it gives an air like that. So.
Yeah, so there's big bellows underneath, right? And those push air into the machine to help it to play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to show us how it works?
Yes. So you start by using this hook, and then you hook it onto the bottom.
Wonderful.
You see, there's a little hook right there.
Yeah, and who made these rolls, Brent?
By a company, by QRS.
QRS? Yeah, so QRS was another local Buffalo company that was on Niagara Street in Buffalo.
Yes.
And we have hundreds of rolls by QRS, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. So let's hear one of our rolls today.
So this song is "A Singer from Mars," marching two-step.
All
Give you
right,
a little
let's hear it.
demonstration.
Do you have musical feet? And did your family own a Wurlitzer home player piano? Let us know if they did in the comments below, and let us know what your favorite tune was to play together. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Bye!
All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that video. So we have, I'm going to be playing quite a few videos this evening to be able to show you some of the instruments that we have at the museum, give you some more information. All of those videos are available on the museum's YouTube page, which will allow you to rewatch them, share them with friends, and be able to see those. We also have quite a few more on there as well, showcasing our carousel and other pieces. Our former director, Miss Megan Hayen, which you see in the video there with Brant, did an awesome series called Carousel Curiosities during the shutdown period. So we were able to have these fun interactive short videos. You'll see a couple of more of those as we go on, but there are quite a few. So make sure you go onto the YouTube page and see them afterwards. So now we're going to move on to our full band organs here. And here you can see Brant again with Doug Hirschberger standing by one of our organs I'm going to speak about. This is the TRT organ. It was actually a barrel organ that was built by the North Tonawanda Musical Instrument Works. And then in 1930, it was taken to the Wurlitzer factory here in North Tonawanda, where it was converted into what you pretty much what you see now. It was converted to play Wurlitzer 125 rolls, and then later the TRT company rebuilt it again. It has the Wurlitzer number 389, and it's been at the museum for almost 2 years now. It is one of our fully operational organs that we will be able to play to the public when we open April 1st. All right. This one is still in restoration. This is our Niagara Musical Instrument Manufacturing Company organ. It is number 503. It's from around 1911, possibly a little bit earlier. But the organ is in need of some restoration. So we do have a team that's starting to get working on that, and they are going to be removing the horns pretty soon to start working on those. All right, this is our Wurlitzer 146A. So the facade here that you see, not the Christmas decorations, but the rest of the facade was actually restored after it was in a fire. So this is one of our operational organs that is on our carousel, as you can see by the background carousel there. And it is 1925. All right. And this is a Wurlitzer Caliola that we have in the museum. It is 1929. The case is actually a restored and rebuilt case. This organ actually came to the museum in a bunch of boxes and pieces. So its previous owners had all the pieces, but they weren't able to put it together. And it took our volunteers copious amount of hours and talking with a few of you to be able to figure out everything that we had, get it all put together correctly, and get it back going. The screen print photograph that you see at the front here is actually of the Wurlitzer Tower at the Wurlitzer building here in North Tonawanda. So that's not too far from the museum. They do not have their own museum or anything like that right now, but it is being rehabbed by some wonderful people right now, and they're putting a bunch of really interesting shops and really cool restaurants and things inside of the building. So it is a place that you guys can go. You can get some chocolate from our friends at Platters, or if you'd like to have some dinner and some drinks, Woodcock Brewing Company is also within the building. So they're getting a lot of really interesting things over there. It's not too far from us. When you come visit, make sure you stop by and see those friends as well. So I have a video here of that Caliola playing. Because it was taken in the roundhouse, our roundhouse is very cavernous, and it's wonderful for listening to music while you're there. It's not as great when you're recording it. So I will let you know that the audio is not as great here for this one, but I love the Caliola. It's a very interesting and fascinating instrument, so I wanted to show you guys this one as well.
Hi, and welcome back to Carousel Curiosities here at the Herschell Carousel Factory Museum. This week we wanted to give you a little bit more information on our band organs here at the museum. As my friend Doug likes to say, a carousel ride without the music is only half the ride. And we're lucky enough to have 3 working Wurlitzer band organs here at our museum, including this one right here, our Wurlitzer Caliola that was built in 1929. When this organ came to the museum, it was actually in a box in pieces, and our volunteers took the time to put it back together again. So this guy actually has 49 working pipes inside that help it to play the band organ roll music, and it has a sliding scale of piano keys on the back that would allow you to compose music alongside of that. And what's really cool about it is that when we put it back together, we added an image of the Wurlitzer Company building right to the front of it, which is also located in North Tonawanda, New York, and now is home to Platters Chocolates, another North Tonawanda staple. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Carousel Curiosities. Make sure to give us a like and leave us a comment below, and we'll catch you next time. All right, bye guys!
There you go. You get a little extra action of the carousel operating there. All right, now this is a Wurlitzer 125. When we first got this organ in the museum, it was painted white. And our volunteers have painstakingly taken off all that white paint with a low temperature heat gun, layer by layer, until we get back to that original lovely color of those nice warm tones of brown. It is being fully restored. So the bass drum and snare drum have been recently fixed and retubed. And if you notice, it is missing its horns. So those horns have actually gotten rebrassed. They're currently being polished at the museum, and we're hoping to install them before we open April 1st. If not, it will be within the beginning of the spring there. The museum also has a really nice archive, which I mentioned partially earlier. We do have a lot of materials for asking people to purchase things, a lot of marketing things. And you can see one of these military band organ ones to the side of it to showcase some of the interesting things there. This organ is where we play one of my favorite roles, with my favorite song, which is I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. So we play this on the organ, and we welcome everyone into the museum when we give tours. It's the first thing they see, and definitely the first thing they hear. It is a 1917 Wurlitzer 125. As you can see, it is lovely positioned inside of our Wurlitzer department, and it is one of the operating organs. All right, so I should have asked for a drum roll here. This is the first of the organs that we have not yet shown to the public. So this January, we received a very generous donation, which included a Wurlitzer 150 organ. It is the largest Wurlitzer organ that the museum has. It is from 1909. It's the Wurlitzer number 2426. We are currently restoring it. So it is going to need new tubing, and it's going to need some work. We're definitely going to have to take care of those horns there. We do have the cymbal. I've taken it off so we can fix that apparatus in-house. So there's a lot of work to be able to get this organ running in pristine condition again, but we're very excited. The guys have been working on it every day since we got it, and it's a really awesome site for us. So we're really excited. It's also one of the only organs that's actually taller than I am. So it's pretty cool. It's so big that wherever we have it located, I can't get a beautiful photo that it deserves, that this thing deserves. So I have these kind of two smaller photos. Once I can get it out in a better space, I'm going to take some really nice photographs, put them on the website, in social media, so you guys can all see it, okay? And I'll let everyone know when we can get this one operating. We're very excited to add it to the collection recently. And its partner in crime that we also added at the same time is the smallest organ we have at the museum. This is a Wurlitzer 50. The Wurlitzer 50 organs are built to actually work with children's rides. They were also known as kiddie organs. They're built for accompaniment of those. Very small, compact. It's a tabletop style organ. We're very excited because it's going to go right onto our children's carousel. So that kiddie carousel that you guys saw will be able to actually play authentic music there with this organ. It is number 2 of the 12 that Wurlitzer produced, and it's around 1931 for this one. So this is also the second organ, as I stated, that we have not yet shown to the public. All right, let's talk some competition. So there's multiple other competing companies, which include the North Tonawanda, which includes the Artisan Company. And the museum has an Artisan D band organ. It's very hard to photograph with how beautiful and how large it is. This is a little bit older photograph, but I'm really proud of it. But I do have an older video as well that you guys will be able to listen to this organ and see much closer for some of the pieces. Our Artisan D organ is the only organ that we have that actually also has a MIDI system in it. And I'll explain why we don't have MIDI systems in our other ones a little bit farther down. But it does have a MIDI system, so we can continue to play music without having to worry about ruining some of our older rolls. So we're going to watch the video for this one now and listen to some beautiful music from the Artisan D. So this is when the organ was actually came to the museum, and we were very thankful and lucky to have it. It does have its own custom trailer. It is the largest organ that we do have at the museum. So even though our collection is predominantly Wurlitzer organs, the biggest, the largest is the Artisan D. We do play it outdoors most of the time. We have a nice agreement with our neighbors. They understand, and most of them enjoy it as well. And we're also able to take it to various different shows. We have them we've had it at parades. Every year, the North Tonawanda has a 4th of July parade, where actually all of the local kids dress up their bikes in red, white, and blue, and the kids are actually the parade. So they actually parade from the local park and end at the museum, and leading the entire way is the Artisan D organ. This organ was also at one of the rallies this year, and we look forward to being able to have it come to other rallies in the future. So we're very excited that it's got its own trailer, and it's one of our favorites to show off, especially in the summertime. All right, so now we're going to talk about some equipment. So we actually have a Wurlitzer perforator at the museum. It is the only functioning Wurlitzer perforator that we know of. There were only 12 that they had used. Our perforator only does commercial product rolls. So it does not do any home player rolls, but it will do it for most organs that operate. We have our commercial organs. And we have about over 2,000 master rolls for the various organ styles in total that will allow us to actually rebuild or create new rolls using the original Wurlitzer music. All right. So this is the Wurlitzer perforator. Behind it, you can see one of the other machines. We actually have almost all the equipment from Wurlitzer that allows us to take the sheets of paper and scale them into the size we need and punch the holes on the sides. We even have all the master roll equipment that would allow us to create our own master rolls, which we do not. We only use the original music and the original master rolls, which you can see quite a few of them lined up back there. They are kept by type of organ. So the 125s are together, then the 150s, and so on. And then they are kept in numerical order within that. So they would actually operate on here, but this is part of our Wurlitzer roll making collection, part of the museum. All right, so I have a video here, another one from our favorite series that I'm going to play for you that shows you exactly how the rolls work. Now the volume's a little low on this one. I try to turn it up the best I could. But if you can't hear it and you want to hear more from what Megan and Doug are saying, make sure you find this on YouTube under our name, and you'll be able to watch the video at much higher volume in your home. Okay, so hopefully I turned it up a little bit.
Hi, and welcome back to Carousel Curiosities here at the Herschell Carousel Factory Museum. This week we wanted to share more information on the perforators that help to make the music on our band organs. So I'm here with our perforator operator, Doug, and he's going to tell us more information on how the perforator works and why it's so special. So Doug, why is our perforator special?
Well, for one thing, it's the last one left from the Wurlitzer company that was used for making the music the band organs play, which is exactly what I'm doing today, exactly as it was done 50 or 100 years ago.
Yeah, so can you give us more information on how the perforator works?
The perforator is actually a copy machine. It starts with what's called a master stencil, which is handmade and which is 3 times the size of the finished roll, which will go on a band organ. So what I'm doing is running a master, transferring that tune information to the paper, and each one of these stencils is 1 tune only, but the finished roll will be 10. So I have to run them all multiple times to achieve the finished product.
So that sounds like very detailed work that you have to do.
Well, I have to keep my mind on what I'm doing.
Yes. And how many rolls at minimum do you have to make at a time?
Due to the nature of the perforator, if you use fewer than 4 copies of the paper, it's not reliable. So I always make 4. I'm making 6 today, but as you can see from the collecting machine there, I could make a dozen.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Carousel Curiosities. Please give us a like and let us know your favorite band organ tune in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, guys!
So the organ you're hearing at the very end, that's actually our 146A that's inside the museum that we play with the Carousel. Doug does still make rolls to this day. He can make the rolls for all of our organs that currently operate, except the home player piano, as I talked about, and that Artisan D. That's why we have the MIDI system in the D. The Artisan D already came with one, and we use it because we can't make new rolls for that at the moment. However, the museum also has a BAB perforator, which would allow us to be able to make artisan rolls if we were able to get the masters. So BAB made rolls for band organ companies other than Wurlitzer. They also refit European organs to fit this note system. The company was located in New York City and was founded by Italian immigrants. So we're at over 10 automatic musical instruments now. All of them were made here in North Tonawanda, New York. And that includes all of our Wurlitzer perforator equipment and those other equipments, and this BAB perforator, which you see inside the exhibit. All right, so music for educational purpose. The museum has actually won multiple awards for its educational programming. We mostly focus on science, technology, engineering, and math. That is one reason why our home player piano is fully operational. We leave the front board off, and we allow everyone to actually play it. So if you're a visitor and you want to see if you have musical feet, you can come, and Brant, myself, or another volunteer will be able to actually teach you how to use it and let you play the organ, or for that, the piano. It's extremely important to us that everyone is learning while they're at the museum, and they're having a lot of fun doing it. So we do all kinds of educational programming. We actually teach carving classes twice a year, and we have actually incorporated our band organs into a large part of this. So I have some pieces with me. All the information on these is readily available at the museum's website under the educator link. What we like to focus on when it comes to our band organs is the rolls themselves. That's what makes us unique, being able to make them and having such an awesome ability to do so. So we focus on what makes the rolls special, and that's that the rolls are binary code. So the code that actually runs the organs, that allows the music to be played, is a system of 1s and 0s that also is running the computers or iPads or tablets that we are all on this evening. And how we teach people that is in different ways. We actually teach our coding programs from grades K all the way to 9 and have various ways to show people. So the first thing I have is from our binary code, our binary bracelets program. Kind of difficult to see because I've got the shadow on. I'll describe it to you. It's actually a binary alphabet using pony beads, black or white beads that will allow you to actually create a letter in binary. And then the kids actually fill out the sheet, and then they make a bracelet with their own initials on it. Learning binary and learning how binary works through beads and then also through music. Additionally, we have little music boxes. I will stop blurring my screen during questioning so I can show these a little bit better. But it's this small box that has a crank on it. What it allows you to do is it will actually play music when you use a roll. So we've got these little sheets of paper, which you can see what they kind of look like, even though they're blurred. We actually have the kids punch this out using a standard musical scale, which is on the side, and the kids will actually create their own music for the roles. So they will take music that people regularly know, that they hear in their normal lives, and they will actually be able to make the role themselves and play it. This is another one of our programs. This one is a little more complicated. We use this coding one for kids that are in 2nd and 3rd grade. We also go all the way up to some electronic robots, some music coding, using some really cool iPad systems, and all of that relates back to our awesome band organ collection. So I'm going to play some music here from one of the roles. We'll see if anyone can guess this role, and then we'll move on here. All right. So that actually was the theme song from the TV show The Office that was played through. Some of the ones that our students have made as well include Love Me Tender by Elvis, Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter, and then Hotel California by the Eagles. We also have a student that did Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson. So they were able to take all kinds of different music that they learned. They could transcribe it into musical to the musical scale and then put it through. Now, this isn't using binary code, but it does allow them to actually feel it with the transcription techniques and go on with the organs. So it's something really special that we're really proud that we're able to do at the museum. All right, now we are also having our own chats at the museum. Slightly different than these, as these wonderful COAA chats are very much about talking about general what you have in your collection, a lot of playing, a lot of really fun stuff like that. When ours have been a little more educational, a little more focused on a certain subject matter. We had one last week that was actually about amusement parks that no longer exist in the area. That was very exciting with some professionals. And we do have 3 that are coming up. They are free, just like this, operate in a similar setting, and anyone is free to join them. We do have the registrations on our website. So our next one is going to be on restoration, specifically on horses and carousels. Then we have painting, which will be on carousel horses and some organs. And then we have our own band organ one in August. We're also looking for anyone that would like to give a presentation on one of their organs or anything like that. Please contact me and let me know. We'd be more than happy to have someone else join us while we do that. The museum facilitates these programs, but we tend not to actually have one of us doing the presenting. We like to have other experts, other people that enjoy the craft or that are passionate about this subject to do the speaking as well, to give other people an ability to tell everyone the cool projects they're working on. And you can see here our Caliola, and then a couple of our 2 parts of our shield project that's being worked on by one of our volunteers here. All right. So this is the point where we'll open it up for questions. I'm going to let Bob take care of that. I want to thank everyone. If you're not going to stick around for that, I really appreciate you coming. I'm going to stop my screen share here to be able to answer any questions that I can. I love organs. I have gotten into organs since I joined the museum, but I am no expert. So I'm going to answer every question I can. If I have difficulty or don't know the answer to the question, I will be honest and tell you so. My email is up on the screen now if you'd like to take that down. Any question I can't answer this evening that you would like answered, please give me a call, send me an email. I will get to it, and I'd be more than happy to actually send you the information. It's just I might not have it on hand right now. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ian. A couple of quick announcements before Ian answers questions. I forgot to mention at the top of this presentation